Hello,
Hello, Mark. How's it going?
Jason. Fine, thanks. And you?
Very good. Marc Storace. You got a nice
Hi.
background there tonight.
Hi. This one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually, that's a miniature stage background, the backdrop. So when I ordered that one, they sent me this one too, which is quite practical nowadays in the days of internet and Zoom and Skype and all that, you know. So which part of Canada are you in?
I'm in Nova Scotia, so the eastern part.
Ah, okay, close to or above Toronto.
Yeah, on the side of Toronto. So on the right side of Toronto, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Never was there. I never was there. Heard all about it, seen documentaries. One
Well,
of these days.
your music did travel down here, just so you know. When I was a kid, I did get the Blitz and all that stuff. So we had
Ah,
the music made its way, but just never the tour.
cool. Okay. You had the Midnight Maniacs there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Mark Storace, like today, just to say with your background, everything's like online now. So when we do a background, it's like a backdrop for a concert. Now it's online. So it's like it's in the promotion of your album as well. So it's
Exactly.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing, I think, because otherwise, behind that, you see all my, it looks like a jumble sale.
Right, right.
All the books and old stuff, which I keep. My wife is always saying I should throw some old stuff away. But I'm still old school. And that's how my album was recorded. Old school with a tape
With the tape
and
and everything. Nice.
a Neve desk.
Okay.
And of course, in the end, going through Pro Tools.
Okay, of course. That's what we need
Yeah.
to do today. But it's like going old school like that. Does it take more time, would you say, to process everything, or is it just it's the standard way of doing things?
Well, it's a standard way that I know
Right.
from the old days, because we did everything that way. So for me, it was nostalgic because in between I've worked with in the other way around, and this, you walk in, you go to a studio and say, "Where's the studio?" I say, "You're in it." Ah, okay. You're you're in this one couple of rooms, and this is
Yeah.
how we do it nowadays. Yeah, the atmosphere is totally sterile compared to the way we did it in the old school. So this was something good for the heart and soul. And the other guys, they're younger than me, and they enjoy doing that stuff. For them, it's vintage.
Right. Right.
Working with a vintage guy.
Yeah.
So,
The vintage guy is still doing it though. I mean, your voice is still on top. I mean,
oh,
when we see
thank you.
the new
Yeah.
videos and stuff, it's you're on top. I mean,
Oh,
we're 22.
you've seen the videos too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Ah, you
Yeah.
like them? Okay, cool.
Lady of the Night
Yeah.
video. The
Yeah.
quality, the visual effects are very nice. I mean,
Okay, I'll
it's very
tell.
good.
I'll tell Sepp you said that. Well, he'll see the interview anyway later. And well, he's a good friend of mine, and it started out. He wanted to do a documentary of my career, and we were going to start with that, but then came COVID, and as it came for everything else, we had to cancel the Krokus tour, the rest of it, and stuff like that. So we never got the documentary even really started. And then lately, last November, we did a chunk. We went to my hometown on the island of Malta, where I was born and grew up, and started doing filming stuff there. We went into the first ever rehearsal room in my life, where I first time ever picked a microphone and sang with a band, because their singer was sick and I ended up singing with that band, blah, 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 blah. It's a long story. So now he since we were locked up in COVID and couldn't do the rest of the stuff, so he said, well, I'd like to do a couple of videos if you like, you know. Yeah, I said, go ahead. And then he called me up one day, you'll be ready on that day and meet you there and at this place. And I walked in and ready to do a video and not knowing what was going to hit me. And there was this huge LED backdrop with that Storace sign there. And we did Live and Let Live. And he asked me to bring at least one musician with me, one guitar player, because I didn't have the band ready. And so I called Charlie Preissel. We wrote that song together 20 years ago, together with about 19 other songs. And so Charlie came over and he didn't know what was going to hit him either. And we enjoyed doing that, playing our song together, you know. And by the time the second video was done, then I had already chosen the band, and you know, so they're on it, and Sepp did the rest.
And you know, Live and Let Live, it's interesting concept, you know, for the album name. And did you go into big details into this to find the right name, and even the artwork, which is pretty much straightforward, you know, just
the name was the name of that song, which was written 20 or so years ago with Charlie, and it's actually one song out of a whole piece of music which has 3 parts. And there's the intro, and then there's Live and Let Live, and then there's an outro. And altogether it's about 20 minutes, you know, like Inagada Davida or something like that. Yeah. But it's interesting, and Live and Let Live was a piece which could be played on its own, and we even shortened that in the studio. We had to cut it down because you don't want to have songs which are too long nowadays, you know. They don't get played on the radio and stuff. So we went with that title, yeah, and it fits. I think it fits for anytime you have something to protest about, it usually fits, you know, whether it's a anti-racial song or anti-war song, you know, and anti a lot of other stuff, you know. It's like let the people go, you know.
Yeah, and it's like that. The album was made with musicians you've known for a long time, or is it, you know, mostly new people you've met throughout the years?
Well, not really. I actually only met the guys who played on the album. Are all session musicians, experienced, very, very top form. They learn stuff so quickly. And so I could organize we organized recording sessions which were pretty tight, short, 2 or 3 days, and then push off we go in different directions and come back another day. So you had time in between to objectively look at the recordings and stuff and see if you wanted to change stuff. And the guys had time to rehearse the other stuff at home. And each time we came together, about 3 sessions, 2 days each, you know, very short. And the whole thing was mixed in Los Angeles and mastered in Nashville. And the 2 guys I met last, I composed 5 of the songs of the 10 songs on the album with, and I met them in Gran Canaria. Actually, before that, we produced a series for Swiss television in Gran Canaria together with 6 other singers. You know, it's an interesting concept called Sing My Song, where, for example, I choose 6 songs from the other guys, it's the 6 singers, and I rearrange each song the way I love to. I can rock it up or even cut it down all naked just with a piano, which I did on one song. Another song is in Swiss dialect, which was for me a big challenge because I'm not born Swiss. You know, I learned Swiss German as I went along. So this was in Swiss German, and I kept it in Swiss German, and we did a kind of Led Zeppelin, a kind of Stairway to Heaven arrangement to it, you know, with that big climax in the end. So anyway, that was Sing My Song. And after that, this was back in 2019. And I was at the same time doing the farewell tour with Krokus, you know, Adios Amigos. And so after that, I decided to work with these guys, and we wrote some more songs, and we recorded everything in their studio, Power Play studio in close to Zurich, near a lake, nice place, all old school, vintage studio with some of the top and most modern equipment in there as well. So it's a nice mixture. So yeah, those are the 2 guys in the band that I know the longest, you know, since 2019. That's not very long.
And it works. So that's all that matters.
It works. Yeah, we've done 2 concerts so far only because there were still restrictions and we had to cancel a couple of others. And they worked well. One was the what you call the Plattentaufe, you know, Platten disc.
Okay.
Christening, you know, with Prosecco. My daughter brought the Prosecco and the CD, and my son brought the glasses, and there was 1,000 people in this place called Mühle Hunziken, close to Bern, the capital of Switzerland. And it's all wooden and very, very artistic. There's some arty stuff in there, you know. It's like, wow, you call a real collector's dream, you know, for all this stuff. And so we did that gig. That was the first one. We broke the ice nicely, and everybody had a great time, and people were wearing masks. So that was weird. And I introduced my son and daughter to the public for the first time together on stage. And yeah, and that was nice. And the second gig was the Balwas session, which is something which has been going on since years. And we also did that with Krokus a couple of times. And this was like a mini Balwas session at a place called the Atlantis in Basel, quite close here. It was the music club, also legendary, where I had first met my wife, you know, 33 years ago. So it was nice being there, same wood, same stone, great atmosphere. There were only 30 people and the barman there, plus all the people who are working, technicians, and that's it. We raised a hell of an atmosphere, and they were pretty loud. And so, yeah. You know, the thing is, when I'm doing a streaming thing like that, I look into the camera and I know there's thousands of people out there looking. So that's what keeps my spirit going. Otherwise, it's a pretty sterile thing to handle, you know. And I did one of those with my daughter as well because she sings. And I did some stuff on YouTube and with my daughter, a father and daughter thing, Juliana, that's her name. And she's writing songs for her first album at the moment. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice being there. The first 2 gigs broke the ice, and I'm looking forward now to the tour, which starts on the 18th March here in Switzerland. It's called the holy shit, the Rock Generation 22 tour. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. There's so many names and tours, we can't remember them all at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So much has happened. So much has been going on. But yeah, I'll get to you later. You know, but it's good to be busy. I think it's the best thing for me, you know, at my age to be active and stay active until he calls me up, you know. I just lost 2 friends, you know, yesterday and today, in 2 days, both musicians, a drummer and a singer. Yeah, but that's life, you know. Nobody gets out alive.
Right. And that's unfortunate, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Certainly when you got so much stuff to do in music.
Yeah, I've still got lots to do, and then I'm also looking forward to playing with the Scorpions again in the Hallenstadion, which is the rock temple of Switzerland. And Krokus was the first band ever to sell it out, you know, back in 1982. We were doing the One Vice at a Time tour, and that was amazing, unforgettable night. And on the 21st May, I'm in there with the Scorpions, and they're old friends, so it'll be nice opening for them, you know. It's a big honor. And they're still going strong, got a new album coming out, Peacemaker, which is great, you know, after so long. And then on the 18th of June, I'll be seeing another old friend whose single we had covered with Krokus on the Change of Address album back in 1985, I guess. Change of Address, and we were recording in Los Angeles, yeah. And the song is called School's Out. You know, school's out for, and that was actually the one and only single that we released that ever went to the top 40.
Wow. And
it was a cover of Alice Cooper. So I'll be opening for him on the 18th June at this festival called Rock the Ring, where I've played there with Krokus a few times as well, and it's a magnificent festival. It's so comfortable and compact. Yet there's about 12,000 people there, which is for Switzerland, you know, it's a fair size. And I hope, you know, Alice has a minute to chat, and you know, and who knows, if I'm lucky, we get to I get to sing the choruses on School's Out with him again.
That'd be nice.
I've done that before. He invited me. I was on this tour, Rock Meets Classic, you know, this huge orchestra and a huge hard rocking band and these backing vocalists and stuff. And Alice was headlining that. And I sang School's Out in Zurich because they invited me in Zurich to join the whole thing in the Hallenstadion again. And another time I was on the same tour rock meets classic with the orchestra and band. With hold on a sec.
Yep.
Yeah, full of dust, but maybe you can see it.
Okay.
There's a couple of names of people there, which
there's big names, including yourself, on that.
and nobody. A couple of them aren't around anymore, unfortunately. You know, John Wetton and Rick Parfitt of Status Quo. Yeah, and they had already been through some heavy stuff before that tour, and then the Lord called them up soon afterwards, actually. So I was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what else? Yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to, hearing more from different promoters and stuff and booking more gigs.
Right.
And, what else? There's...
So now, yes.
You had something to ask.
Yeah, basically in 2022, it's looking like your career's starting to lift again, and you're getting busier and busier by the minute here.
By the minute, no, but it's really I'm busy enough, and I was never afraid of work. You know, I love to work and be busy the whole time. I mean, I like watching movies too, but no, it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And besides my project, I'm also working. See, my manager, Rolly Akeley, he is the drummer of the first professional band I ever joined, and this was a Swiss progressive music band back in the beginning of the 70s. We recorded 3 albums with the producer of the Scorpions. That's why they're old friends. His name was Dieter Dierks. This was up in Cologne in Germany, and thanks to Rolly, I got all this done, because he's the manager type of guy. And he's also got this project going called This Is Rock, which is like the story of rock, with loads of hits, about 15, 16 musicians there. And depending on what song is going to be played, the guys change over. And then in the meantime, there's this English guy telling the story about the song that's coming up, and who wrote it and so on and so forth, what the scene was back there. So it's really interesting. And Fernando just joined as well for this this next bunch of concerts we're gonna do. And we do this in a circus tent. So the circus kind of travels, okay, and it stays for a whole month in each city, outside the city. And so we have a couple of gigs here, a couple of gigs there, and that's something else we enjoy doing besides other stuff. Fernando has a band as well, and so we're still busy. We do what we do best and enjoy doing it, as long as it's enjoyable and we can still do it health-wise, because it's pretty demanding, hitting the high notes and being here, there, and everywhere, the schedules and stuff. But all's okay so far.
Good. Well, Marc Storace, it's been a real pleasure again talking to you. This will be my 3rd time talking to you. 2010, 2013, 2022 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. But we didn't do Zoom, did we?
No, it was phone interviews back in the day.
Phone, yeah. Okay, I remember. Over Peter Valti. He's in Denver, taking care of business over the pond. And well, we'd like to tour in the USA and Canada. So we're hoping for some good contacts and, you know, Peter coming with the good news that something's going to happen there again.
Good. We need it.
And in the meantime, you have to listen to the album because, yeah, I think there's some stuff on it really worth listening to. And the best bet to get it is you can order it through indiemerchstore.com. That's important. And if you want to read about tour dates and information about the band members and whatever else is happening, plus the videos you can watch, go to www.storace.ch. Yeah, Confederation Helvetique, which means, you know, Helvetia is Switzerland, you know.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, and I wish you...
It's been a pleasure here as well.
Luck and success with this album. Keep up the great work, and your voice is still amazing.
Thanks.
Keep on doing YouTube videos. That's the way to do it. Also.
Thanks. Excuse me. Have a nice evening, Jason.
All right.
Mark. Great. Until the next time.
All right. See you.
See you. Rock on.
You as well.